This is a real nice surprise. You serious, Clark?
How's the weekend been so far?
You know, it's been going really well. It's a huge show, and I'm just glad that everybody can come out here.
Thank you for being here.
There's the parking I hear is kind of horrible, right? Yeah.
It's a big show, that's what happens. Now, when you're at these conventions, do you ever get the chance to actually explore the city? Do you have any time to check out Orlando this weekend?
Well, I've been to Orlando before. We shot some of Quick Change here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've been to this wonderful city, and you know, most of the time though, it's kind of hard to get out.
Welcome back. I saw you actually just shot something. Was it called The Christmas Letter? Is that what you're working on?
Yeah, last week I did a movie called The Christmas Letter, which is coming out, I think it's December of this year, and Chevy is in it. Chevy Chase. And Brian Doyle-Mary, who played the boss in Christmas Vacation. So the three of us are in the movie. Chevy and I kind of have a scene together. We're talking on a cell phone, I think, or something. It's a lot of fun. It's you know, one of those heartwarming family pictures. It's a nice picture.
I was going to say, okay, so getting to know Chevy and also coming to these conventions, you get to be reunited with some of your other castmates, and I know Juliette Lewis is here this weekend too. So what is it like for you to get to attend these conventions and have these incredible reunions?
Well, it's really so wonderful that these venues provide an opportunity to see people that you've worked with like years ago. I mean, I see so many people like Gina Davis and Shannon Doherty, and gosh, it's just so many. And it's great to catch up and hang out together, because I don't know, actors, they tend to like, you know, a lot of friends of mine I have actor friends, but they don't really, they're always working, or you're working, and you know, you're always traveling around, so it's hard to be in one spot, you know, for too long. But these shows give everybody a chance to sit around and talk, and it's really great. It's really, it's fun.
Well, what's your favorite thing about getting to come to conventions?
Well, what I like the best is really meeting everybody here, you know, like all the fans, and getting to you know, interact and hear their stories about most of them here. I guess they would identify me with Cousin Eddie, you know, Christmas Vacation, and it's nice to hear their personal experience with watching the movie and how they came to you know, first come into the movie. And it's usually parents who get their kids to watch, and those kids, it keeps going, and it's a generational thing that spans generations, and so it's great because it really brings families together.
And what is it like for you, speaking of Cousin Eddie, seeing people come to your booth dressed up as your characters?
I love that. You know, when I see somebody come as Cousin Eddie, you know, I know that they've really like put themselves out there, and they've really applied themselves to the assignment, and it's nice that you play a part, and so many people appreciate the work, you know, and that's really what acting is. Being an actor is all about. It has these certain moments, because when you do a movie, you don't really have any idea what the life of that film is going to be, and or if it's going to be any good even, really. You know, you tend to, like, you pick the best script, best director. We had both of those with John Hughes' script, and we had a great director on there, and that that's all you can go on. So this movie came out and it did well, but then it just like kept going and kept showing up every Christmas. It would regenerate like some kind of an amoeba, I guess.
What's been some of your favorite things that you've signed at conventions? Because I've seen some cool Cousin Eddie stuff.
Well, some things I can't say.
What you can.
You people are weird. Yeah. I signed shirts. A lot of shirts. People wear shirts, and so you have to sign it while they're wearing it and that kind of thing.
I think I've seen hoses. I think I've seen you sign like hoses.
Oh, hoses. Yeah, it's kind of hard to write your name on a ribbed hose. I'll sign anything practically.
Within reason.
Within reason, yeah.
So obviously, like outside of Vacation, you've done so many different types of movies, a variety of sorts, from comedies, dramas, sci-fis. Do you have a favorite genre to act in?
Well, I always tend to love comedy. That's really, I guess, my first love. But I do appreciate I love doing a big drama role. I played Lyndon Johnson. I don't know if anybody remembers, he was the president of the United States. I played him once, or maybe I played Lady Bird, I don't know. But I played a lot of political roles and different types of roles. Turkish prisoner and doctors. It's pretty varied.
Do you have a different approach for different genres?
Yeah. Well, I tend to do a lot of more research for, like, if I'm going to play. My gosh, I've played so many roles. Well, like with the president, President Johnson. Okay, I got that role, and I happened to be working at NBC in New York at the time, doing Saturday Night Live. And NBC had a news department there in the building in Rockefeller Center where we'd shoot the show. So during, lunch hour or something, I would go up to the news department, and they had all this archive footage of Lyndon Johnson and the whole Kennedy thing and all that. So, that's where I really developed his character and got to know more about him, from an actory kind of standpoint.
Was acting always the dream?
It was, yeah. I guess in high school, junior high school, I started out doing impressions, I like her, and our shit on it. Ed Sullivan. Nobody knows who Ed Sullivan is, right? Oh, there's some. But and then her Gregory Peck. Well, I'll tell you, Scott, I don't really have any idea. What do you want me to sign? I used to do that. That was another life, but they were fun.
How did the impressions pivot into acting?
Well, you kind of develop an ear for voices, and people tend to express themselves through their words and gestures, and you develop an ear for how people say a line. And so you say a line you serious, Clark? Okay. You can say that you serious, Clark. You can say it different ways. But, you know, I've heard people say, like, are you serious? Are you serious? You know, so you just, I kind of incorporate, you know, what you've heard in real life into the dialogue.
Were there any films that inspired you, like when you wanted to get into acting?
Films that inspired me, gosh, a lot of movies. I loved I loved John Wayne movies. All right, let's get them then. I liked like Spencer Tracy and all these old movies. You know, it's kind of like there's great movies out there, like from the 30s and 40s. I mean, people should really check out these movies. They play a lot of them on TCM, or is it TMC? But they play a lot of these great movies, and I remember movies like Inherit the Wind with Spencer Tracy, and comedies. I like Laurel and Hardy's, and just those kind of movies.
What about, like, were there any, you mentioned obviously Ed Sullivan, but were there any, like, comedians that inspired your style?
I liked, well, not really. I like Brett Skelton. I remember like watching him and Bob Hope and Dean Martin and all those guys. You know, they're from another generation, but they were really entertainers. You know, and you don't see a lot of really true entertainers, unless I guess you go to Vegas. But like on television, they used to have all these variety shows, and like Hollywood Palace and the Ed Sullivan Show, and so there were always you could always see singers and comedians. You know, you could see the Beatles. I mean, everybody, like the whole country, shared that experience together, because there were only like 3 channels, right? And the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show, and everybody watched the Beatles that night. You know, and so it was. It's like a community experience, and you just don't have a chance to get that anymore, which is kind of sad in a way, but it's just a different thing. It's just the way it is now with so many different channels. People have so many different experiences, but it's you know, that's not a bad thing either. It's but there seems like we have less of a communal kind of shared experience these days, and I think that that might have a lot to do with what, you know, is going on and that kind of thing. I mean, people need to, I think, find ways to be brought together.
And that's what these conventions are best for too.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that is what these conventions